I took his hand, and while showing him around the school, we both talked and laughed so much. When we reached the backyard, he saw little puppies and immediately took out some food from his bag to feed them. And that melted my heart. He was so nice, and we instantly clicked as friends. Within a week, Jai became really popular for his fashion sense and rich, handsome looks. He's wearing Armani jeans today. I sneaked into the locker room yesterday. The abs under that branded hoodie are great too. Those stupid girls drooled over him like crazy, but I wasn't gonna let them have him. So I asked him if he wanted to study with me in the library, and he agreed. My plan worked because no hot girls ever showed up in the library. Over the coming days, we just got closer spending time together, and I was actually falling for him. And judging by the way he looked at me, maybe he was falling for me too. Then one evening when I went home, Shane surprised me with his question. So, who's the guy? He's new. Wait, what? How did you know? You can't stop smiling and I'm your brother? I know everything. Now spill the beans. I told Shane about Jai and he seemed really eager to meet him. Since Shane was in a senior grade, he studied in a different block, so they'd never meet in school. I planned a movie night for the three of us and I knew Shane was gonna love Jai. But instead, I got the shock of a lifetime. Hey Jai, this is Shane and… Jai? Shane? Suddenly, both Shane and Jai froze up like statues, staring at each other. You guys already know each other? You thief! What are you doing with my sister? Trying to steal her too? Shane, what are you saying? He's a thief, Z. He stole my father's gold watch at the orphanage. No, I didn't. I didn't steal anything. This is crazy, man. Shane turned red and tried to attack Jai. I tried to make him stop, but he didn't listen. So I pushed him and took Jai away. Gosh, what was up with Shane? Later, Jai explained to me that he and Shane used to be really good friends a long time ago in the orphanage, but then Shane's watch went missing and he was convinced Jai had taken it. I tried to convince him that I didn't, but he wouldn't believe me. He made my life miserable at the orphanage, but luckily I got adopted by a millionaire soon after. Well, that did sound like Shane. He was so weird about his things, but he was my brother. So later that night, I went to talk to him about Jai, but instead of listening to me, he just got mad. Why are you taking his side? Don't you believe me? He stole my father's watch, the one memory I had of my real family. He's a bad guy, Z. Stay away from him. But Shane, he said he didn't steal your watch. And you believe him, Z? You weren't there. No one believed me back then. And now you won't either? You're just like the others. And then he pushed me out of his room. I couldn't really believe Jai was a thief, but the way Shane was so persistent about it, I felt a bit suspicious. So I decided to spy on Jai a little. The next day after school, I saw Jai leaving and decided to follow him. But he went into an old alley behind the school and rode off on a rusty bicycle. Riding a rusty bike when he said he was rich? Something was really fishy. I followed him in my car and he parked outside one of Mom's restaurants and went in. But minutes later, he came out wearing a waiter's uniform. And now I was 100% sure he was poor and had been lying about it this whole time. But why? Then suddenly I heard the manager of the restaurant yelling at him. Is this the time to come? Why don't you just come after all the customers are gone? You're fired. No, please don't do that. I really need the money. My mom is sick and I need to get some medicine for her. I can't lose this job, please. Oh gosh, he was working so hard for his family. No way a guy like that could be a thief. But the manager didn't listen and made him leave. And even though I was mad at him for hiding the truth from me, I decided I had to help him first. After Jai left, I went in and asked the manager to rehire him. Oh, really? And who do you think you are to tell me that, little girl? The owner of this restaurant, mister. And make sure to give that guy a raise or else you'll be fired.